Hello, everyone. Hi. It's wonderful to see you here, all of you. Thank you so much, Robin, for inviting us all here today. And Margaret has worked tirelessly, and others too. And David gave a wonderful talk. But I really want to appreciate the couples that came here today, because trying to build marriage in this difficult world, a complicated world, it's just such a beautiful thing to see. Can I take this out, or is it going to break? Is it very loose? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I was married again, like David. I was married blessed in 1982. So I'm 43-year-old young man, young married man, you know. But before I met the movement and Reverend Moon's work, I'd been in several failed relationships. In other words, although I had good parents, I really didn't understand how you build this long-term relationship. Anyway, I got blessed to this lovely Polish woman. She was living in communist Poland, and I was living in England, and we got married, which is amazing. I grew up in a very quiet household. My parents never argued in front of me. And she grew up in a very Polish household where all emotions are expressed all the time. Anyway, so we're very different. But anyway, so I knew that I was a miserable, we call in Christianity, a sinner. God sometimes called me, "You miserable worm," because I knew I didn't really know how to do this well. So anyway, I studied. Reverend Moon, he loves to talk about true love, and true love here. Even to scientists, he'll be at a conference and he'll suddenly go, true love and romance and things like this. Anyway, I studied his talks and things like that, and something became very clear to me. That love cannot just exist in a vacuum. The feeling of love can't just exist by itself. And he said everything exists in a pair. So protons, electrons exist together, and they generate energy, and they make an atom. And husband and wife, they exist in a pair, and they generate energy, and they make a family and society. And so love can't exist by itself because it just can't. It has to have something on the other side. So what's the pair of love? What's the pair of love? What's its complement? Huh? Maybe. Reverend Moon says beauty. Love and beauty. And so I thought, okay, well, that means to me, I have to find the beauty in my wife every day, and then I can stay in love with her. And that sounded sensible to me. So I thought, okay, so then I went out because I wasn't very good at seeing the beauty in people. My dad was a very critical person. And I could see the weaknesses in people far more easily than I could see their beauty. And it's such a pain. So I studied Reverend Moon's words some more, and he said, well, you've got to learn to appreciate. You've got to learn to appreciate the beauty. So then I said, okay, that's what I got to do. So I got up every morning, and for 40 days, I went out and prayed for 40 minutes to see the beauty in my wife. I said, I've got to really appreciate this stuff. So I developed, all kinds of things to appreciate. She's growing up in poverty, but she's trying to do her best and become a university student. She's trying to be a good teacher. She's got she's very honest and open. She's got some beautiful qualities, really nice qualities and gifts. She can laugh and as time went on, I got this big Rolodex of things to appreciate in my wife. I said, I got this every morning. And then I carried on practicing that every morning, 3 minutes in the morning before I wake up. what are the beautiful things in my wife? What do I appreciate in her? And then I'm ready to go in the day and I say, good morning, darling. And I'm in love. Because love and beauty, compliments. So there's lots of different kinds of beauty. There's the beauty of her honesty, the truthfulness, the beauty of her character, the goodness she's trying to give. She's beautiful as well. And she gets more beautiful every year, to be honest, really. When I married her, she had a beautiful communist hairstyle. And she grew up in poverty. She only wore the cheapest things. And now she dresses very nicely. I'm very proud of her. So anyway, so I practice every day. I still do that. And I wake up, and every morning we do a hug. And we have traditions in our house. And so when she comes back home, it's a special dog wag or, something like this, to say, I appreciate you. I see the beauty in what you're trying to do. I express that every day because I say, that's because in the Reverend said, the only way God comes down is through love and beauty. Everywhere. So God can only come down because God is God of love. Yeah, and he wants to see beauty in us, and if he didn't see beauty in us, then it's difficult for him to love. So I got this. I got a Rolodex of beauty, things I'm really proud of in my wife, the beauty in my wife. I've learned to appreciate her. I've got this feeling of love. Oh, good. But of course it doesn't work like that. Eventually, all this emotions come up. Emotions, like when she wants to talk about things, a lot of emotions come up. And I'm an Englishman who grew up in a quiet family, and I was like this guy over here going, oh no, what do I do with this emotion, What do I do with it? And I used to go and hide and run away, this is too intense for me. But of course it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And so over the years, I had to learn different methods to try to deal with this, okay? So one of the first things I learned is I have to stop this before it starts. So I got a whole range of tools now. So when she comes with her emotions and they're over the top, I have a whole range of tools to stop it getting over the top. So I don't feel like we've just had a row. So I have a whole range of different methods now. Sometimes when she likes in the morning just to feel a little argument. She's just like, she wants to feel alive, So when she comes into the sitting room and sitting there and she starts it, I say, did you pay for the 10-minute argument or the full half-hour one? And of course that bursts into laughter and it breaks down And sometimes I know I've done something wrong, so when she's kind of upset with me, I will actually bow down to her. And I say, I'm such a miserable worm. I'm so sorry. I really am so sorry. And it stops her because in her eyes, I'm not really a worm. Not completely. So if I put myself lower than she sees me, she stops trying to be upset with me and say, no, I got to lift you up a bit because, and that brings positivity in, And I learned all kinds of methods to stop the argument getting out of control so we could get back into love and beauty. Because I love love and beauty. It's so lovely play. Sometimes for about 3 or 4 weeks, I'm just so in love with this woman. And then sometimes she just throws me a new one. And I don't know how to deal with it. And I go, oh no, I haven't got that one. And then I have to practice. What if she does that again? How do I stop it from me walking away? Because I love being in love and beauty. Seeing her goodness and her wonderfulness and being totally in love with her. Now, there are all kinds of things. So I had to learn these things. And then the next thing I had to learn, because it wasn't very forgiving, I had nothing, almost no forgiveness skills. That's one of the reasons why I kept on breaking up beforehand, because when things went wrong, I didn't know how to forgive. So I had to learn all kinds of forgiveness skills. So some of the things I did was I'm going to externalize this. Externalize it. In other words, she had a hard day. She's tired. She's hungry. She's just dealt with 4 kids. It's not her. Or I can place it on her grandmother. Externalize. Oh, she grew up in a tough family and difficult family. It's grandma. It's not her. Sometimes I said, oh, I do the same thing. And why should I get upset if I do the same thing? And sometimes, so I developed a whole range of different forgiveness. So why? Because I wanted to get back into love and beauty as quickly as possible. And I got quite good at it. So I said, well, I know in 3 days I will forgive her. So why don't I forgive her in half a day? And then, okay, I can do that. And then I said, well, I can forgive her in half a day. I can forgive her in 2 hours. And then after some time, I can do it in 1 hour. And after 1 hour, there's nothing there. So if whatever happens now, it usually kind of like just goes. And sometimes I just pretend I'm upset, that she's kind of overstepped the borders. I'm not acceptable in my home, But underneath it all, I've already forgiven her. Because I got to just kind of like let her know that sometimes it's not acceptable. So time's up. But you want to be, all the couples out there, and all of you, how to get into love and beauty. And you can only get there from constant appreciation of the person who you're married to and blessed to. Thank you. So I wrote this book recently. It's a workbook, and it's some of the principles of keeping marriage going.